What I'm going to do with my mountains is I just wanted to tell you about the paints that I'm going to use, and then I'm going to turn off the camera while I mix them. I'm going to use this because there's a little bit of paint left in there, and I'm going to add a little bit of black to the blue to get a really dark blue. Then I'm going to use the blue itself so that it can kind of stand out. I'm using some funky colors. I'm going to use some yellow ochre. I'm going to use dioxazine violet. I'm going to use magenta, and I'm going to use some white at the top to swipe it to kind of give the mountain a snow effect. At least that's what's happening in my head. I might even throw in some phthalo. What I'm doing with the mountains is, of course, I want them to be kind of dark like mountains are. I might add a little bit of gray because mountains have gray in them too. But I'm going to use what's called the swipe technique. And the swipe paint, I think, is similar to the flip cup because the paint is supposed to be a little bit runny. There's something that you can add to the paint. It's called silicone. I'm going to add a few drops of silicone to my paint because I want some of the cells to be activated in the swipe because, you know, of course the mountain has some variation. I hope that it looks like a stone. So I'm going to put it in the colors like, well, let me tell you the colors first. I have a black, just a regular old black. I have a gray that I mixed with black, white, and some leftover blue. So it's not but I just wanted a little bit of depth to it. I have a blue that I mixed with a little bit of black. It was cobalt blue and black because I didn't intend to use the cobalt. So that's cobalt blue and black. This is ultramarine blue. And with the flip cup, I layered the paints. I poured them all into this cup. And then I dumped it onto the canvas. With the swipe, you don't dump it into the cup. You basically pour the colors directly onto the canvas. And my goal is to basically create a mountain shape. So I'm going to cheat a little bit just to give me a line. I have this charcoal pencil, and I'm just going to go up, down, into the thing, up, and off the canvas. And then I'm going to put a few mountains in the back and down, and one that goes up this way, and maybe, I don't know, I'm messing up the line, but it's not going to show too much. And then I think I want, yeah, I'm not going to stay center. I don't really like the center, so I'm going to leave it like that, and maybe come in here with a mountain that goes up like that and then down like that. So those are my lines. I know where my primaries are. I'm gonna play a little bit. I'm gonna put the black down in some areas, and maybe I'll just pour it. Let's see. I don't want a whole lot of black anyway. And then I'm gonna come up with maybe this blue with a little black in it. So I'm gonna go from maybe dark to light. Leave my darks underneath and hit it with a little bit of the lights. And go up to the top, and I'll move them out of the way so I'll know what I used. Oh, let's do something a little bit different, a little bit of tone variation. I'm going to put the yellow ochre in here next, and that way it won't just all be black. So much for me telling you that I'm going to go from dark to light. I'm going to stick some yellow in here and just put it in there. What I intended to do, and I'm going to do that before I go any further, is put a little bit of the silicone in. And I want some silicone in the gray, so just a drop, 1 drop, 2 drops max. In this small amount, 1 drop. Because otherwise you'll end up with a bunch of little tiny cells that look like you have ants crawling over your picture, and you don't want that. And just 1 drop, there we go. And when you stir silicone, I put it in the gray, you just do a couple swipes. You don't want to mix it in too much. I'm going to put some in the white, just a little bit, because again, you don't, just 1 drop. One drop, don't do more than one. And scene. I have one drop, and again, I'm just using, and I just have just a few stirs, nothing aggressive. And I know I'm going to use the purple. I think I'm going to keep the purple without the, why not? I'm going to put a drop in the purple. So 3 of them will have the drop. I have it in the white, the gray, and the dioxazine purple. Just 1 drop. And I just stirred a little bit. All right, so now I'm actually going to use the dioxazine purple. I'm gonna put this on here. Hopefully I got some, that one's running a little bit better, so maybe I had a little bit more water in that one. And I'm going into just a little bit of that. I'm going to go over the top of the dioxazine purple with the magenta, because I really don't want the magenta to be the star. I just want the highlights of it, not the color itself. So I'm putting it into the dioxazine, but very sparingly. And I'm going to come through some of the bare areas with some of the pretty blues. I'm going to put it in the yellow. I don't know what's going to happen if I put it in the yellow, but let's see. And just a little bit of smidgen here and there. Next, I'm going to use a phthalo blue. I love phthalo. Phthalo has always been one of those colors that I just absolutely love. I'm a blue person. I said this in an earlier video. I love the color blue visually, and I don't like to wear it. It looks beautiful on people. When I see it on someone, I'm always inspired to go out and buy it, and then I put it on myself, and I don't like it. I like wearing red for photos, but I hate taking photos, so I don't have to wear a lot of red. And I like wearing black most of the time if I'm going to get something. Even when I go out with the intention of buying something different, I end up with black. I just like black. And so here we go. I used a lot of the ultramarine blue. I'm going to come on top of the ultramarine blue with my gray, and I'm going to put that just in here. I'm hoping, I do not guarantee, if this does not turn out right, okay, learn what I did wrong and move on. But what I'm hoping is that I get a mountain. Now what I have next, and finally, I'm gonna put a little white into the painting itself, into the color mixture. But what I'm primarily going to do is use the mountain, the white for the top of the mountain area. So I'm gonna pour it along the edges where I made that mountain shape. And just like that. So when I swipe down, I'm swiping from the white. And I might put some black in there, so I'll get some variation in top. It won't just be the white. I'm gonna put some black close to the white. A little bit of black close to the white. So in some areas, it just won't be straight up black. And because I like the phthalo, I'm gonna put a little phthalo near the white too. Phthalo. Yeah, just a little bit of phthalo in the white, because sometimes white has a little bit of blue tone to it, and I'm hoping that the phthalo will give it a little bit of hint of snow. Like the pure as the driven snow. So white, it looks blue. Okay. Now I have prepared, semi-prepared, my swiping tool. You see my air quote swiping tool. And my swiping tool has some paint on it. But what I did is I took wax paper and some glue, and I glued the wax paper in a double, and I'm cutting out different strips. I don't know if you can see this, but I can't get it over my painting. So I'm cutting out wax paper that's been doubled and glued. I'm cutting out strips of wax paper. When you swipe, you want a swiping tool of some sort. You can use almost anything. You can even use a paper towel. I probably use a single sheet of wax paper. You can use aluminum foil, You can use a paint scraper. I guess you can use something that's more of a, you can use something that's rigid. But I'm using this. And what I'm intending to do, so wish me luck, I'm going to go in different directions. So like with the mountain, you'll see that some of it goes over this way. So I'm swiping over to the side. All right. And then I'm gonna swipe it down this way. I think I have a little bit more paint than what I need, given that I'm just wiping it off the canvas. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm gonna go, let's see. I'm gonna go off the canvas and just take some of the excess with me. So that's what I'm doing here. Just taking some of this that I don't need. All right. All right, so I'm painting. Can you see the swiping? Literally what a swipe technique is you swipe the paint. But what I think I have is just way too much paint. So I'm gonna coax some of this off to the side. Just take it off. That's gonna be my swipe. Actually, that's really pretty. And then I'm going to swipe it again and bring it down to sea level. Let me see. I'm getting some cells. I like the white at the top and it's coming down. Then I'm going to get a fresh piece of wax paper and see if I need to move some of this extra paint off. So here it is. Oh, that's pretty with the purple. Oh, I'm mad at myself only because I think I used too much paint and I don't know what to do with the extra. Let's see. I'm gonna go this way. Oh, that's pretty. I'm going to have to get some of this paint off. I'm going to swipe it from the bottom again, from the top, I'm sorry, swipe it from the top, go over a little bit. Oh, that's pretty. And I'm going to tear another sheet in the middle and I'm going to swipe it from the other side. I'm going to put a little bit of white. My white actually fell over, but I don't mind that too much. Oh, actually, I'm not gonna even put any more. I see some white, so I'm gonna just grab it. And I'm gonna take it from here and make it go down like that. Okay. And then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to come from this direction and go over the top of here. Okay, ooh, that's nice. And I'm going to do that one more time in the same direction. I'm going to go over this way in the same direction with the white. So I can get a little bit of a mountain. Yes, I like that. What I might do is I'm going to pick up some white on the table and use that at the top of this part of it. Let's see. I'm going to just swipe it from the top and give myself some snow. Yeah, I should have probably left that alone. Don't swipe too many times because then you end up with snow confusion. Let me see, I'm gonna clean that up with my finger and take it down like that. Right here, where there's still a lot of white, I'm just gonna come down into here. All right. And where does this go? I think this goes from here, let's see, a mountain that goes across another mountain. That's generally how the ridges form. They just form themselves. I might come back in and add a few more, like down in here. I think that there would be something like that. And then this one would give me this down in here. All right. Ooh, I think I have some mountains, y'all. What? What do you think? Looks like mountains? Not like mountains? Okay. I'm gonna call that a mountain. I'm not gonna try to manipulate that much more. My last part of this painting is going to be my Dutch pour section.